Ladies and gentlemen, warriors of the spirit, keepers of light, today I stand before you with a call to action, a call to resistance. Not the resistance of anger or bitterness, but the resistance of dignity, of truth, and of unwavering strength. We live in a world where storms will come, where the weight of injustice will press upon our shoulders. We will know loss, we will taste despair, and we will see doors closed in our faces. But let me tell you something. We are built for this. No storm has ever drowned the one who dares to keep swimming. No darkness has ever silenced the one who chooses to sing. And no chains have ever broken the spirit of the one who knows they are free. There will be moments when they tell you to be silent, to shrink, to surrender. But in those moments, let your voice be a trumpet. Let your presence be a fire. Let your spirit be the unshakable foundation upon which change is built. Resistance is not always in the battle. Sometimes it is in the way we refuse to be defeated. It is in the way we rise time and time again, no matter how many times the world tries to push us down. It is in the way we love ourselves, love our people, love even those who would see us fall, because love is the greatest force of all. There were those before us who walked through fire so that we could stand here today. Their courage is our inheritance. Their strength is in our bones. Their voices echo through us, reminding us that we were never meant to bow, never meant to break, never meant to live small. So, my brothers and sisters, be an example of resistance. Let your life be proof that no matter how fierce the storm, no matter how heavy the burden, no matter how deep the night, still we rise. Adversity is not the enemy, it is the fire that forges us. It is the test that reveals what we are truly made of. It does not come to break us, though at times it may feel that way. It comes to sharpen us, to shape us, to mold us into something stronger than we were before. Strength is not found in comfort. It is not built in ease. Strength is the child of struggle, the product of pain, the gift of endurance. It is born in the moment when everything inside you says, give up, but something deeper, something unshakable whispers back, not yet. When hardship comes, it does not come to those who are weak. It finds those who are capable, those who are worthy of carrying a greater purpose. And though it may bring tears, it also brings transformation. Every challenge we face is an opportunity to grow, to rise, to become more than we ever thought possible. Look at history, at those who stood tall in the face of trials. They did not crumble under the weight of their burdens. They carried them with dignity. They did not curse the storms that came. They learned how to dance in the rain. They did not surrender to the darkness. They became the light. And so must we. Strength in adversity is not about avoiding pain. It is about embracing the struggle and knowing that on the other side of it, we will emerge wiser, bolder, and more resilient. It is about standing up when the world expects you to stay down. It is about speaking out when fear tries to silence you. It is about walking forward even when your legs tremble beneath you. Let no hardship define you as weak. Let no struggle convince you that you are defeated. Let no obstacle stand between you and the greatness that is waiting within you. You have survived everything that has tried to break you thus far, and that alone is proof that you are stronger than you ever imagined. Hold your head high, stand tall in the face of adversity, because when the storm has passed, when the dust has settled, When the world looks to see who remains standing, let them see you, unshaken, unbreakable, unstoppable. There is something within you that no force on this earth can shatter. It is not your hands, though they are strong. It is not your feet, though they have carried you through many storms. It is something deeper, something eternal. It is the fire in your soul, the steel in your spine, the quiet yet unyielding force that refuses to be broken. An unbreakable spirit is not about never being hurt, never falling, never knowing pain. No, it is about rising despite it all. It is about facing life's heaviest blows and refusing to surrender. It is about walking through fire and coming out stronger, about being bent but never destroyed. There will be days when you feel like the world is too much. Days when your heart is heavy, your body weary, and your mind filled with doubt. There will be voices, both within and around you, whispering that it would be easier to give in, to let go, to accept defeat. But hear me when I say this. Your spirit was not made to break. It was not made to shrink in fear. It was not made to live small. Look back at your journey. Look at the trials you have already overcome. The days you thought you wouldn't make it through, but you did. The moments when you were certain you had no more strength left, but you found it anyway. That is the power of an unbreakable spirit. It does not always roar. Sometimes it is just a whisper that says, I will not quit. History is filled with those who refused to break. Those who faced injustice, oppression, and cruelty, yet stood tall with dignity. They were told they were not enough, yet they proved otherwise. They were pushed down, yet they rose. Their unbreakable spirits changed the world because they understood that resilience is the most powerful form of defiance. You too are made of that same strength. You too have that fire burning within you. When life tests you, do not be afraid. When challenges arise, do not shrink back. Stand firm, stand proud, stand unyielding, because every time you refuse to break, you are showing the world and yourself that no hardship, no struggle, no storm can ever truly defeat you. So walk forward, even when your legs shake. Speak your truth, even when your voice trembles. Keep your head high, even when the weight of the world tries to bring you low. For your spirit is unbreakable. And that, my friends, is your greatest power. There is power in the human voice, more power than some would like to admit. Words have built nations and torn them down. Words have freed the oppressed and enslaved the innocent. Words have declared love and ignited war. The voice that speaks them is not just sound. It is an instrument of change, of resistance, of truth. Your voice is one of the most powerful weapons you will ever possess. It can shake the ground beneath oppression, lift up the fallen, and demand justice where silence would otherwise allow cruelty to thrive. But the world will try to silence you. It always does. They will tell you to be quiet, to stay in your place, to not make trouble. They will say that your voice does not matter, that your words are just whispers in the wind. But history has shown us that the smallest voices, when raised together, can echo through eternity. Think of those who have come before us, those who stood in defiance of injustice, who refused to be quiet in the face of oppression. They did not have riches. They did not have armies. They did not have weapons. But they had their voices, and they used them. And because they did, the world was never the same. Your voice, too, carries that power. It does not have to be the loudest in the room to be heard. It does not have to be perfect or poetic to be meaningful. It only has to be true. But using your voice requires courage. It means speaking when it is easier to stay silent. It means telling up when it is safer to sit down. It means telling your story even when the world would rather not hear it. There will be times when you doubt yourself, when fear tries to grip your throat and silence your words. But let me tell you this, your voice is needed. Someone, somewhere is waiting to hear it. Someone is waiting to be inspired by your truth, waiting to know they are not alone, waiting to find the strength to speak because you dared to. And do not let them convince you that your voice is too small to matter. A whisper can start a revolution. A single word can bring hope to the hopeless. A single declaration, I am here. I will not be silent. I will not bow, I will not break, can change the course of history. So speak even when your voice shakes. Speak even when they tell you to stop. Speak even when you are afraid, because your voice is power, and the world is waiting to hear it. When we speak of resistance, of standing strong in the face of adversity, many people imagine clenched fists and battle cries. They think of power as something loud, something forceful, something built from anger. But true power, the kind that transforms hearts, the kind that topples injustice, the kind that cannot be destroyed, is rooted in love. Love is the most underestimated weapon in existence. People mistake it for weakness, for softness, for surrender. But love is not passive. Love is not fragile. Love is not blind. It is fierce. It is bold. It is a force that has torn down walls, freed nations, and rewritten history. When the world is cruel, love is an act of rebellion. When hate rises, love stands in defiance. When injustice seeks to divide us, love is what reminds us that we are one. Love refuses to bow to fear. Love refuses to accept oppression as normal. Love demands something better, but make no mistake, love is not about silence. It is not about complacency. It does not mean turning the other cheek to wrongdoing or allowing harm to go unchallenged. Love fights, but it fights differently. Love does not destroy, it builds. Love does not crush, it lifts up. Love does not seek revenge, it seeks justice. Think of those who have fought before us, who stood on the front lines of change. They did not fight with hatred in their hearts. They did not let bitterness consume them. They faced violence, rejection, and pain. Yet they responded with love. Not because it was easy, but because they knew that love is the only thing that can truly conquer hate. Love is what keeps us human in the face of inhumanity. It is what reminds us why we fight, not just for ourselves, but for each other. It is what gives us the strength to endure, to rise again, to believe in something greater than the struggle in front of us. To love in hard times is to resist. To love when the world tells you to hate is to win the battle before it even begins. It is easy to become hardened by pain, to let anger take over, but anger alone cannot sustain a movement. Fear cannot build a future. Hate cannot bring peace. Only love can do that. And love is not just a feeling, it is an action. It is the way we show up for each other. It is the way we refuse to let cruelty turn us cold. It is the way we use our voices, our hands, our hearts to create something better. So love boldly, love without apology, love as if the future depends on it, because it does. In a world that tries to divide, to conquer, to turn us against one another, let love be the shield we carry and the weapon we wield. Because When all else fades, love will remain. And that, more than anything else, is how we win. We do not walk this path alone. Before us there were others, those who carried burdens heavier than ours, those who faced obstacles greater than we can imagine, those who stood at the edge of despair and still found the strength to move forward. We stand today because of them. We breathe because they refused to be silenced. We rise because they would not fall. The legacy of the strong is not written in history books alone. It is written in the blood, sweat, and sacrifice of those who came before us. It is carried in our voices, in our hands, in our very existence. It is the unshakable spirit passed down through generations, a force that no chains, no oppression, no cruelty could ever destroy. We must ask ourselves, what does it mean to honor that legacy? What does it mean to be part of that unbreakable chain? It means we do not surrender. It means we do not let their struggles be in vain. It means we do not forget. Think of those who walked before us, mothers who labored with calloused hands so that their children could dream, fathers who endured suffering so their sons and daughters could know freedom. Think of the voices that cried out for justice even when it was dangerous to speak. Think of those who had nothing yet gave everything so that we could stand where we are today. They did not endure so that we could shrink ourselves. They did not fight so that we could sit in silence. They did not sacrifice so that we could let fear hold us back. To be part of the legacy of the strong means to continue their work. It means standing up when it would be easier to sit down. It means speaking out when silence is more comfortable. It means choosing courage over complacency, truth over convenience, love over fear. And it does not mean we must be perfect. Strength does not mean never stumbling, never doubting, never feeling lost. Strength means rising even after we fall. It means holding on to hope even in the darkest nights. It means carrying forward the lessons of the past and using them to build a better future. Because one day we will be the ancestors. One day it will be our footsteps that others follow, our voices that echo in the hearts of those yet to come. What will we leave behind? Will we leave a legacy of resilience, of love, of resistance, of truth? Will we stand tall enough that future generations will find shelter in our strength? The legacy of the strong is not just about the past. It is about the present. It is about what we do now, today, in this moment. It is about choosing to rise again and again, no matter how many times the world tries to push us down. So let us carry that legacy with honor. Let us walk with the strength of those who walked before us. Let us be unshakable in our purpose, unbreakable in our spirit. Because when we do not stand alone. We stand with generations of strength at our backs, and we stand for generations yet to come. Life will knock you down. That is not a possibility. It is a certainty. You will stumble. You will face rejection. You will encounter moments so heavy that they make you question your own strength. There will be days when the road ahead seems impossible, when the weight of the world presses against your chest, when the voices of doubt, both within and around you, whisper that maybe it would be easier to stay down. But let me tell you this, you are not meant to stay down. You are meant to rise. Rising is not about never falling. It is not about never failing, never feeling fear, never knowing pain. Rising is about what you do after the fall. It is about standing back up, even when your knees tremble. It is about moving forward, even when the path ahead is uncertain. It is about daring to believe in your own strength, even when the world has tried to convince you that you have none left. Look at history. Look at the people who changed the world, who defied the odds, who stood tall despite every effort to break them. They did not rise just once. They rose again and again and again. Every time they were pushed down, they got back up. Every time they were told no, they found another way. Every time they faced heartbreak, loss, or failure, they refused to let it define them, because resilience is not in never falling. It is in the decision to rise every single time. Think of nature itself. A tree may be shaken by the storm, its branches battered by the wind, but unless its roots are pulled from the earth, it stands tall once more. A river may be blocked by stone, but it does not stop flowing. It finds another path. The sun sets every evening, only to rise again in the morning. You too are part of that cycle. You too are made to rise. Some falls will hurt more than others. Some failures will shake you to your core. Some wounds will take time to heal. That is okay. Rising is not always immediate. Sometimes rising is slow. Sometimes it takes all the strength you have just to lift your head, just to whisper, I will try again. But even that is rising. Even that is resistance. Even that is proof that you are still here, still standing, still fighting. And when you rise, you do not rise alone. You carry with you the strength of those who came before you. You rise with the echoes of ancestors who refused to surrender. You rise with the hope of future generations who will look to your story and find the courage to keep going. So rise. Rise even when it's hard. Rise even when no one is watching. Rise even when you don't know what comes next. Rise again and again and again. Because every time you do, you prove that nothing, no hardship, no setback, no storm has the power to keep you down. We have walked through fire. We have been tested by trials, challenged by hardship, and shaped by struggle. And yet, through it all, we are still here, still standing, still fighting, still rising. We carry within us the unbreakable spirit of those who came before us, the power of our voices, the strength of love as a force of change, and the legacy of those who refused to bow to injustice. We are not just individuals. We are part of something greater, a lineage of resilience, a movement of courage, a testament to what is possible when we refuse to be defeated. There will always be obstacles. There will always be those who try to silence us, those who wish to see us fall, those who hope that hardship will be enough to break us. But they underestimate us. They do not understand that every challenge, every moment of struggle, every fall, only fuels our determination to rise again. So let this be our declaration. We will stand tall in the face of adversity. We will speak when the world tells us to be silent. We will rise again and again, no matter how many times we are knocked down.